Hello students, my name is Najan sir from Mechanical Department. Today we are starting unit number 5, steam condensers and cooling towers. In this unit we will learn what is condensers, functions of condensers, also classification of condensers. There are main two types of condensers. First, jet condenser. Second is surface condenser. Then after that we will also learn sources of leakage in condenser and effect of leakage effect of leakage effect of air leakage in condenser. After that we will also learn Dalton's law of partial pressure partial pressure. Then after that, difference between jet condenser and surface condenser. Then cooling towers. Then so this is the brief summary of the chapter steam condensers and cooling towers. So what is meant by steam condenser? The steam condenser is a closed vessel device. Steam condenser is a closed vessel device in which the exhaust steam from steam engine or steam turbine is condensed by means of cooling water by keeping the pressure below atmospheric pressure. Why? By keeping the pressure below atmospheric pressure. The condensate formed with the air and other non-condensable gases is continuously removed by the pump. After that, then what is the functions? What is the functions or objectives of the condenser? The first or primary object of the steam condenser, the primary object or the primary functions of steam condenser is the primary object of condenser is to maintain a very low back pressure on the exhaust side of steam turbine. Which what is the primary function of steam condenser? The primary function of steam condenser is to maintain a very low back pressure on the exhaust side of steam turbine or of piston of steam engine, which increase expansion of steam to greater extent, also increase available energy for converting into mechanical work for converting into mechanical work. And secondary secondary function or secondary object of condenser is to supply pure and hot feed water is to supply pure and hot feed water hot feed water to steam boiler, which increases thermal efficiency of steam power plant without increasing size. The second objective or second function of condenser is to supply pure and hot feed water to steam boiler, which increases thermal efficiency of steam power plant without increasing the size of the plant. Then our next topic is classification of classification of condensers. The condensers are broadly classified into two major groups according to manner in which the cooling water cools and condenses the exhaust steam. Condenses the exhaust steam. There are two type of steam condensers. There are two types of condensers. First, First, jet condenser, and jet condenser is also known as jet condenser is also known as mixing type condenser. Then second type of steam condenser is surface condenser. Second type of condenser is surface condenser, and surface condenser or is also known as non-mixing type condenser. So we will so students, we will more discuss about jet condenser. Jet condenser, in this type of the cooling water come in direct contact with the exhaust steam and steam is condensed. The cooling water spread into the exhaust steam, so rapid condensation takes place. In jet condenser means in jet condenser type in jet condenser type, cooling water come in direct contact with the exhaust steam and steam is condensed. Also means that's why jet condenser is also known as mix type condenser. And second is surface condenser means in this type of condenser, cooling water and exhaust steam do not actually mix or no direct contact, but the cooling water passes through the number of tube and exhaust steam passes over the outer surface of tube. This condenser has advantage that the condensate is not thrown to waste, but is returned to boiler, as there is no impurities in condensate. In condensate means surface condenser. Why surface condenser is also known as no mixing type condenser or no mixing type condenser. So there are three main type of jet condenser. So there are three main type of jet condenser. First, low level condenser. Second, high level of barometric condenser. Third, ejector condenser. First we will see low level condenser. Low level condenser. Low level jet condenser may be subdivided into subdivided according to direction of flow of steam and water, as first, parallel flow low level jet condenser. Second, counter flow low level jet condenser. In this, the condensing chamber in this the condensing chamber is at low level and overall height of the unit is low, so that condenser may be directly placed beneath the steam engine or steam turbine. Combined pump or separate pump are required to extract. Combined pump or separate pump are required to extract the cooling water, condenser, and air from the condenser. In parallel flow jet condenser, in parallel flow jet condenser, the exhaust steam and cooling water flow, exhaust steam and cooling water flow in the same direction, in the same direction means the steam and water enter from top of the condenser and fall together to the bottom where the mixture is removed by an extraction pump. The low level counterflow, the low level counterflow, the low level counterflow jet condenser consists of condenser cell in which two or three water trays, two or three water trays fitted perforated with hole to break the water in small jet, in small म्हणजे छोट्या छोट्या जेटमध्ये ब्रेक करण्यासाठी काय केलेलं आहे, ट्रेस फिट केलेले आहेत. sufficient water heat in is arranged over the sufficient water heat is arranged over the trays as they always are full of water, as they always are full of water. In this the exhaust steam enter from the bottom and cooling water from top of the cell moves down and exhaust steam upward. The exhaust steam and cooling water comes in direct contact and rapid condensation takes place. The exhaust stream and cooling water come in direct contact and rapid condensation takes place. जी एक्झॉस्ट स्टीम आहे आणि कूलिंग वॉटर आहे त्यांचं काय तर डायरेक्ट कॉन्टॅक्ट होतो आणि रॅपिड कंडेन्सेशन ऑकर होतं. द कंडेन्सेट अँड कूलिंग वॉटर डिसेंड थ्रू अ व्हर्टिकल पाईप टू extraction pump which delivers to hot well. Due to condensation of steam, the specific volume of steam decrease, so the vacuum is created due to decrease in volume. म्हणजे स्टीमच्या कंडेन्सेशनमुळे काय होतं, जी स्टीमची स्पेसिफिक व्हॅल्यू असते ती डिक्रीज होते, त्यामुळे काय होतं, व्हॅक्यूम क्रिएट होतं. The boiler feed pump returns some water to the boiler from hot well, while the excess of water flow to cooling pond by gravity. The air uncondensable gases and water vapor are removed from top of the cell by dry pump. म्हणजे the air आहे, uncondensable अनकंडेन्सेबल गॅसेस आहेत आणि वॉटर वेपर आहे, ते काय होतं आहे सेलच्या टॉपने रिमूव्ह केलं जातं. कशाने केलं जातं रिमूव्ह? एअर पंपने, ड्राय एअर पंपने. The cooling water is lifted from the cooling pond to condenser top by means of vacuum created in the condenser. The greater height that water can be lifted by this means is about 5.5 meter with a vacuum of about 710 mm, 710 mm mercury in the condenser. This is the all about discussion. This is the all discussion about low level low level jet condenser. Low level jet condenser. Then second type of jet condenser is high level of barometric condenser. High level of barometric high level or barometric jet condenser. This condenser so named because it is placed at height greater than water barometric, means above 10.33 meter of water, means above 10.33 meter of water. The condenser is elevated at about 10.33 meter above hot cell. It is similar with low level jet condenser. It is similar with low level jet condenser. The cooling water the cooling water from cooling pond is sucked by cold water pump and discharged to the top of the condenser cell, which flow over the plates fitted in condenser cell by alternatively. The the exhaust steam enters from bottom side of cell. The exhaust steam enter from bottom side of सेल. तुम्हाला जर दिसत असेल जी एक्झॉस्ट स्ट्रीम आहे ती कशामधून प्रवेश करते? बॉटम साईडने प्रवेश करते, सेलच्या बॉटम साईडने प्रवेश करते. द कूलिंग वाटर कम्स डायरेक्ट कॉन्टॅक्ट विथ एक्झॉस्ट स्टीम अँड स्टीम इज कंडेन्स. आणि त्याच्यानंतर काय होतं, जी कूलिंग वॉटर आहे ती डायरेक्ट कॉन्टॅक्ट येतं त्याचा डायरेक्ट कॉन्टॅक्ट येतो एक्झॉस्ट स्टीमची आणि स्टीम काय होते कंडेन्स होते. अशा प्रकारे काय हाय लेवल जे जेट कंडेन्सर आहे त्याचं वर्किंग आहे, त्याचं काम आहे. द कंडेन्सेट अँड कूलिंग वॉटर फ्लो आउट ऑफ condenser through tailpipe into hot well by gravity, and the air uncondensable gases and water vapor rises to top of the cell, removed by dry air pump. काय केलं जातं, कशाने रिमूव्ह केलं जातं? बाय ड्राय एअर पंपने. ड्राय एअर पंप आहे त्याने काय केलं जातं, रिमूव्ह केलं जाते. थर्ड जो टाईप आहे कशाचा, जेट कंडेन्सरचा जो थर्ड टाईप आहे त्याला आपण काय म्हणतो, इजेक्टर कंडेन्सर. काय म्हणतो, इजेक्टर कंडेन्सर. तर आपण काय बघणार आहे आता, जेट कंडेन्सरचा थर्ड टाईप, त्या कंडेन्सरचं वर्किंग कसं वर्क करतं ते, त्याचे डायग्रॅम. ओके, तुम्हाला दिसत असेल इजेक्टर कंडेन्सरची डायग्रॅम. आपण त्याचं काय बघणार आहे, वर्किंग बघणार आहे. द इजेक्टर कंडेन्सर वर्क्स ऑन द प्रिन्सिपल ऑफ मोमेंटम ऑफ फ्लोईंग वॉटर इजेक्ट्स. कशावरती वर्क्स करते, कोणत्या प्रिन्सिपलवरती, The ejector condenser works on the principle of momentum of flowing water ejects the condensate and air without the aid of the pump. The ejector or condenser is shown in this figure. Uh, Figure is the ejector condenser consists of central vertical tube in which a number of cone or convergent nozzle are fixed. The exhaust stream enters at the left and surrounds this central tube having numbers of steam ports. Numbers of steam ports. The cooling water enters the convergent nozzle from the top under a head of 5 to 6 meter and acquire high velocity while passing through it. Thus, steam comes directly in contact with cooling water. जी स्टीम आहे ते कशाच्या डायरेक्ट कॉन्टॅक्ट येते कूलिंग वॉटरची अँड स्टीम इज कंडेन्स as specific volume of steam is decreased and the vacuum is created. The condensate and air then passes on the diverging diverging cone where the kinetic energy is partly transformed into pressure energy so that the condensate and air will be discharged into the hot well against the pressure of atmosphere. This condenser acts as a condenser as well as air pump. This condenser is acts as a condenser also as well as air pump. The function of non-return valve shown in this figure is to prevent a sudden backward rush or rush of water. The function of non-return valve shown in this figure is to prevent sudden backward rush of water into the engine exhaust pipe if sudden failure of water supply to the condenser. The vacuum obtained is about 620 mm of Hg. An ejector condenser require more cooling water more cooling water than any other type of jet condenser. This is the uh, this is the working working of ejector condenser and part all about the part of functions of part of ejector condenser.